Okay. Guess we're rolling here. Wow. Wow. It's what, 3 days? 3 days since Trump was elected. It's like Christmas came early. It's oh wow, the sky is ugly out there. Very dark. Very dark clouds. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, wow. I mean, it's like I was kind of accepting going into it, like whichever way it went, I kind of, I would accept it, but I didn't want it to go Clinton. I'll admit, but I just didn't want to get my hopes up. But now, 3 days into it, I'm very happy that Trump won. Even if Trump is a crappy president, this has just upset so many apple carts. It has just shocked the hell out of the left and basically the elites, the business elites, all the, all the gods of Olympus have been very put out by this, and I'm very happy about it because I think they are utterly out of touch with common people. Maybe I wouldn't say more than any time in history, but the way society is constructed now compared to, say, back like 100 or so years ago, like in Downton Abbey or upstairs, downstairs, the rich and poor kind of lived in the same big houses, and they knew each other better. They lived in proximity to each other, and they weren't a real mystery to each other. And, they kind of understood the strengths and weaknesses of people other than them. The other, as as certain people like to say, use that term, the other. They understood the other a lot better in that world than I think they do now, because nowadays, if you have money, you can insulate yourself from the hoi polloi, from the people, more easily than any other time. And also, people with money, it's not like a tiny percentage. It's not the 1%. It's more like the top 10 to 15% even. They could just drive by all the crap, just all the nasty parts of the world and of their city or town. They could just drive by that and not have to deal with it, go from their nice houses and their nice neighborhoods, drive to their nice offices and to their nice clubs and gyms, and talk to people like them who kind of reflect their worldview back on them. And they don't really have to take other people that seriously. They can just isolate themselves. They don't have to take the working class as seriously. The working class is kind of over there. I mean, they maybe deal with, it's not like they don't deal with working class at all. They might, go get their car fixed by a mechanic, or, if they have a gardener or a maid or something, they have to deal with them. But the problem nowadays is a lot of these people are foreigners, and, there's the language barrier, and, it's not like their servants are going to actually tell them things they don't want to hear. I mean, for obvious reasons, they want to keep their jobs, so they're not going to, if they disagree with them about politics or, sexual politics or, gay marriage or anything like that, they're not going to talk about it. And so these people they're just in this bubble where everything they believe is kind of reflected back at them. Like they see shit on television, they see people over there saying crazy stuff, but they're over there. And it's just, TV basically has these little snippets of commentary and news, a few seconds, maybe a few minutes long at certain times, but it's not the same as being in close proximity with people who think differently than you, and having like sort of an extended conversation. I don't mean conversation just like sitting down once and talking. I mean like an ongoing interaction with them on a regular basis, in which you get an idea of what they are about. We live in these little ghettos, these mental ghettos now, and kind of maybe even the internet. And people have made this comment that social media and the internet, it's all set up so you're fed stuff that you have already shown interest in. So it's not like you're getting stuff that you don't agree with. I mean, maybe there should be an app for that. Like, send me stuff I don't agree with, and maybe I'll look at it and maybe I'll learn something. But that's kind of, maybe I'm expecting too much here. People like to be agreed with. They like their opinions reflected back on them, and their worldview to be supported, and they like to be told that they're intelligent and informed. And dealing with too much contradictory information, kind of makes you feel that, okay, maybe I'm not so smart. And especially when you're young, you don't want to think that way. Maybe when you get older, you realize you generally do. You realize you're not so smart when you have to change your mind a few times on certain subjects. I've changed my mind quite a few times over the years on various different subjects. So that's made me much more willing to to listen to people who I don't agree with. I mean, there's some podcasts I listen to these are for some fairly liberal people, but they're not idiots. They're not social justice warrior idiots. They're liberals who, they're fairly intelligent or reasonable, and they're willing to tolerate my opinions too. That's sort of the game changer for me, or the minimal prerequisite is you respect me and I'll respect you, and we'll have a discussion. Don't just start calling me names, because it just ain't gonna fly. So anyway, those are just a few thoughts that I've had on this third day after the election of Donald Trump. Strange world. People are out rioting now down in Portland. Some of it looks pretty ugly. They don't seem to realize that one of the reasons, if not the main reason, that Trump won is because of this kind of behavior, this kind of intolerant, closed-minded behavior, and us on the right being treated like fools and spat on and denigrated and treated with contempt and called, all sorts of names, like, explaining our white privilege and mansplaining, all these idiotic little verbal tics that the left has. Sorry. These little verbal tics that the left has. It gets kind of tiresome. And I think that's a lot of this is well, there's other stuff too. There's like not calling Islamic terrorism, Islamic terrorism, just like refusing to even say it, as if the word, you can't even say the word itself, as if, you can control reality with your words, where it's obvious to anybody who's not an idiot watching the news that, the vast majority of terrorists are Muslims, and they're coming over and killing our people, and not calling it for what it is, that is not going to make you friends, man. That is just, you may, these people doing this can isolate themselves from it, but, most other people can't. They don't appreciate that either. Sorry. Anyway, this is the first video, and I'm going to put up on my new channel. Starting a new YouTube channel for various reasons. Mostly just, because I have things to say, and particular place that I live in and the place that I work, well, there's not a lot of people who are political anyway. Generally non-political people, and I don't try to voice my political opinions on, my workmates or people around me. If they're not interested, talk about something else, talk about movies or whatever. But I guess because I have some things to say, things to get off my chest, and there's a couple of books that I think I might write, and I'd sort of like to start a Patreon account for people who might be interested in supporting me in this. So I guess starting a YouTube channel is a way of me discussing some of the ideas that I'm going to put in these books, and discuss the ideas, and hopefully if people like them, they will make a contribution, and if I get enough of that, I might be able to just work part-time or quit altogether. Although even if I got enough money that allowed me to quit altogether, I probably want to work a couple of sorry, I'm just getting over some kind of bronchial infection. My voice is usually not this rough. Usually don't cough all the time. What was I saying? Yeah, even if I had raised enough money to quit, I'd probably want to work a couple of days a week, just because I'm sitting in front of my computer all day, every day. You get kind of stir crazy, you get cabin fever. I've had that before. It's no fun. So, I want to get out and get FaceTime with my species on a regular basis. So, anyway, that's the plan. I'm just going to put this, while I'm recording this, and I've got iMovie here. I've never even used it before. See if I can do a bit of editing. Or maybe I'll just put it up without any editing at all. And stick it on my YouTube channel. I'm just learning to use it, so a lot of this is just experimental. This video might go up and come down a few hours later if I just don't like the results. So anyway, I'm going by the name Saltpeter. My name obviously is Peter. I was trying to come up with something, and that just kind of popped into my head. Thought it sounded cool. So I'm Saltpeter, and I'll be yapping at you, probably on a regular basis for who knows how long. So I guess that's all I have to say right now before my voice craps out. Talk to you later.